Judah.
My name is Camille.
My name is Sophia.
What's up, y'all? This is OLOT.
I'm Mini Skirt Mert.
And I am empowered by 100 projects.
And I am empowered by 100 projects.
And I'm empowered by 100 projects.
And I'm empowered by 100 projects.
And I'm empowered by 100 projects.
Community is important. To know that you're not the only person in the room or the only person in the city that's trying to make moves, I think it's helpful to find that tribe.
Man, we actually all in the same movement. So even though we working by ourselves, we can put our shit together and produce something big.
You know, having an actual goal where it's not just, I want to do this. It's like, no, how are you going to do that? Like, what is the plan to get that done? Saying I want to do it and actually doing it, two different things. So, you know, the goal is just to create a goal and manifest that and be focused and steadfast in that plan.
You just got to do the work. You have to do the work. You have to do the work. You have to start. And I think 100 products will just empower everybody to just move.
My name is Camille Thelemaque-Bearden. I am an account executive here with TVOne, Clio TV, part-time chef, full-time good girlfriend, all the good things. Part of what empowers me is the opportunity that isn't there and trying to figure out what that is. And for young professionals, people who are transitioning to a new chapter in their lives, you know, uncertainty brings a lot of fear, but for a lot of folks, that uncertainty and that fear is really what motivates you to do something different. And in order to get, as they say, where you've never been, sometimes you have to do what you've never done. And I think that my role now offered me the opportunity to do things I've never done and be comfortable being uncomfortable. It helps me be more confident in rooms where I may not have been confident in, and be able to step out and definitively say, like, this is who I am, this is what I want out of life, this is what I want out of my career, and this is how I am deciding to move forward with my life.
Hey, my name is Sophia. I am Experience Director, Professional Muse, Event Designer, Community Engagement Director of Dream Village. Dream Village is a Black-owned, members-only co-working space. Our members here are dedicated to not only like doing the work, but doing the work in their communities, giving back and making sure they are pulling their peers along and helping each other out. You know, being a creative, you're like in need of like a constant source of inspiration, and it's, you know, the world is your source, right? Cities, music, animals, but it's also other people. And for me, it's other people. So anything I can do to make people comfortable, to feel good about themselves, and to better another person, like that's what makes me happy.
My name is Justin from OLOT Photography, and I'm creative, I think. Energy is what I need to create. I love the feel of it when it's right. I'm just in I'm in a space where I'm creating whatever I'm feeling at the moment. So that doesn't just limit it to photography. That doesn't just limit it to video. It doesn't limit it to music. Whatever I'm feeling at the time. You know what I'm saying? If I'm making up quotes, you know what I'm saying? If I'm making up phrases. But just like, I'm in tune right now. I'm tapped in right now. Anytime I have an opportunity to create like I'm doing right now, it seems like it's creating more opportunities for me to create more. Energy is our first contact with another person. It's the words before the words are actually spoken, you know what I'm saying? It's the touch that you feel that either makes you comfortable or make you uncomfortable. One thing about working for myself is I get to choose that, you know what I'm saying? Because having good energy with somebody is important to me, and it shows in the work. Tapping into people's like actually who they are and feeling who they are, and knowing if I want to work with them and tell their story or tell our story together, is how I move, you know what I'm saying? This photography thing led me strictly off of energy, you know what I mean? And it showed me who to fuck with and who to not mess with.
My name is Judah. That's what I go by. I do a lot. I'm a jack of all trades. I have a podcast. I'm an educator. I am an entrepreneur. I am a social activist. I am a friend. I am myself. Out of all of those, what do I identify as the most? An entrepreneur, just because that's my goal. At the end of the day, is to become completely independent and to have multiple streams of revenue. But it's not specifically a money thing for me. I don't decide what I'm going to do next based upon how much money it's going to make me. I'm a collaborator by nature, so I want to do stuff with other people. I'm not intimidated by anybody else's situation. I feel like we can all help each other in some way. My goal is just for everybody to figure out what their niche is, where your lane is, what you're best at, and do that. Unity don't mean that we all have to do the same thing the same way. You find out what your lane is, and we all collaborate, work together, and everybody be good.
And I look at it like the Avengers. Everybody super, but everybody still do something different. And y'all look better when y'all do it together. Collaboration is dope, but it's also chemistry based. The chemistry is like knowing to put the perfect outfit together, you know what I'm saying? Or like the perfect model with the perfect photographer, you know what I'm saying? If it's there, I think you should just like take that and build on it. And that kind of like pours on into what you was talking about trying to get people to come to this base and like see these archives of what these creatives are doing, you know what I mean? And kind of like bring everybody together once the collaboration's right and y'all can build something that can be on some empire type shit, you know what I mean?
Facts. I like to be moved. I like to talk to people. I like to hear from different backgrounds. I think that we're all here to connect and to help each other along the way. And if I like to tell a story, or if I want to write a short film, or if I want to do an interview, then I'll do it. And it's just that simple. Like, whatever lines I can connect with someone to create something, I will do that. And so I think it's beautiful when we share our stories with each other. And I think we should do it more often.
We started the podcast in 2016. It wasn't a scene here. I probably knew maybe one other podcast. So for me, I was influenced by podcasts and other platforms outside of this area. But I always had opinions. I think my story is interesting when I get a chance to tell it. I think I try to be as honest as I can on the microphone. And because we were so early, we made a lot of mistakes. As you know, I don't consider them mistakes. They're the opportunities to learn from, which is what we did. So it's a tricky thing to navigate. At this point, we 200 and almost 40 episodes into this podcasting thing. You know what I mean? And I've seen people quit after 10. For me, that's a testament for that we serious about it. It's not like I can easily be like, listen, fellas, we're gonna phone it in. I'm tired. This is costly. We ain't really made no money yet. But I also know to myself, we haven't put our best foot forward consistently. So any issue that we got is on us. So I don't have no complaints in that department. Like, any issue that I see, or anything that we're trying to reach, it's reachable, it's attainable, it's just on us. That's it. I don't think anything that I want is not feasible. Everything that I want is attainable. It's going to take sacrifice. Realistically, it's just going to take that focus. It's just going to be, we put that extra energy into it. You know, having an actual goal where it's not just, I want to do this. It's like, no, how are you going to do that? Like, what is the plan to get that done?
It's been an exciting experience, but definitely one that's not without challenge. I always tell people I find myself outside of the office being the only woman sometimes in the room, the youngest in the room almost always, and one of very few, if not the only person of color in the room. And so at the start, I knew that through my voice, I would have to explain to people who don't look like me what it means to be a Black woman.
It seems like we are now like obsessed with success, and you know, it's hard to like, we're all hard on ourselves of like just being, right? Like if you decide to take a nap instead of going and shooting, you know what I'm saying? Like you feel like you're failing yourself. And really, you forget that you're human. I think we should be more patient with each other, having compassion for people in the space that they are in right now, and understand that like people learn and people grow and people change. It's about centering yourself and stop paying attention to other people. I think we have so much access to other people, and it confuses us.
Meditate. Like, meditate intensely, you know what I mean? And with meditation, don't just meditate when you're going through bad shit. Meditate when you in the flow, you know what I'm saying? When you're in your bag. I think when you go to social media, you should use it as a platform to encourage anybody. And the good thing about social media is you get to follow whoever you want to follow. You get to follow whatever ideals that you believe in. So you can actually control what you see and what you feed in your mind, you know what I'm saying? All this shit is still psychological to yourself. What you say and what you do on social media, whether it's good or bad, is a reflection of yourself. If it's harming you negatively, press unfollow. You know what I'm saying? Filter yourself. What you see is what you're going to create, and what type of energy you're going to put out.
Just being able to look in the mirror, focus on yourself. Literally, you know, at my lowest point, I literally had to stand in the mirror like daily and tell myself like, you're beautiful, you're this, like, and it sounds so corny, but that shit works. You gotta talk to yourself like you would talk to someone who you admire. You know, you have to talk to yourself like you love yourself. You gotta talk to yourself. You gotta talk to yourself and show yourself that love that you would give to anybody else.
100 projects is needed because it's literally one of the closest things that'll keep us near the culture. For any city to thrive, or to any movement to thrive, you gotta be tapped in with the culture.
Community is important. I think being in a space with people who are as driven as you or more driven than you, feed some sort of creative environment that helps everyone along their journey. To know that you're not the only person in the room or the only person in the city that's trying to make moves, I think it's helpful to find that tribe.
I see 100 projects as an opportunity just for collaborators and creators in general to get together to gain an understanding, to be able to be a resource for each other. Because I'm sure it's something that you could offer me or something that you could help me with that I have no idea about.
I've always had a problem with just starting and just doing, right? So in my mind, I'm like fixated on this idea of perfection, right? So I don't want to put anything out as if this be perfect, but you just gotta do the work. You have to do the work. You have to do the work. You have to start. And I think 100 products will just empower everybody to just move, put in effort, do something with your day, do something with the time that you have, and it'll show up in ways that you probably won't ever even realize for other people, you know?
I can connect you to somebody who can help you do something. And it don't cost me anything to do that. It's a simple text. Oh yeah, that's my man. That's my friend. We grew up. I know him. It's easy. Here you go. Like, it doesn't cost me anything. It's not taking anything away from me to do that. We're in a generation where everybody's in a rush to get to a certain level without even having the foundation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just want to get to a certain level, but you ain't want to put the work in to be solidified once you get there. You there, but you don't have the credentials to be in the room. You know what I mean? You don't have, you haven't done the footwork, you haven't done the networking, you haven't laid the foundation. Nobody knows who you are because they haven't seen you here. Can you do this for real, or can you not? So for me, putting that time in is necessary.
I think it offers a space that, you know, includes accountability partners for the times when you have low moments, and as an entrepreneur, any type of creative, anyone doing something traditionally that they wouldn't have done, it's empowering and helpful to have people who understand where you're coming from. Even just the hashtag of 100 projects helps with the fact that you need to be disciplined in certain things. Your 10,000 hours are just a visual manifestation of the work that you've done consistently over a certain period of time. And so to learn that discipline, to have people who are in a space where they want to be as disciplined or learn to be even more, to then support you as they're going along their journey, I think is extremely important. I I think it offers a space for people to be vulnerable, because it's not just about, you know, the success that you may get at the top, but it's about the grit, the things that you don't see on social media, the things that people don't share with you, you know, and having that visible in a social media space, I think will help those who are ready to get moving now and those who are still kind of treading the water a little bit, trying to find their footing.
With this project, you doing exactly that. You know what I mean? People really out here getting it. You bringing that collaborative situation to it too. You bringing us together, or some Justice League type shit. And you know what I'm saying? You showing everybody that, man, we actually all in the same movement. So even though we working by ourselves, we can put our shit together and produce something big. So I think that's why we need 100 projects.